Mm-hmm. 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 Oh! Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for every day, daily, for the last 7 months and change, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to answer your burning queries into the mysterious, dark, dangerous place of employment we all work, the SCP Foundation. So whether you've got questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who are a little salty about this whole containing thing, and or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. I'm here for the next, maybe 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. We'll see how we're feeling. But before I begin with our standard Q&A, let me handle a little bit of housekeeping. Starting off, Dr. Williams, congratulations on today being the #1 most punctual member of the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Congratulations on being our first chatter. Furthermore, Raccoon Dogs, Dr. Frogman, King of ADHD, Notorious Gaming, Nicky Knuckle, Yellow, Pixel Periton, Lord Comedy, Senior Researcher Alex, everyone whomst I have just named, thank you for being here exceptionally punctually, and thank you for being here, as well as thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Rally, Echoes of the Past, Gebby, That Crazy Pigeon Guy, and Dark Red. Welcome to stream. Thank you for being punctual, and thank you for being here, just for being you today. Now, I've got a couple things to tackle before I get into the donations and the stream subject. First, oh, why am I not? Are you kidding me? I need that, otherwise I can't find that. Hold on, I just need to find for myself a... Why isn't this working? There we go. Copy that link. First of all, you may be wondering why I am so late to stream. That is because, besides doing some basic errands today, I just got off the horn with Dark Math Films. If you're unfamiliar, they are the creators of the live-action SCP miniseries pilot episode, SCP Academy. Dark Math Films on YouTube has put out Part 001, SCP Academy. If I can show you a little bit of some academic goodness here. Let me turn off these captions so they don't get rid of our beautiful visuals. So what is it like studying inside the SCP Foundation with semantic hazards, with your researchers and your staff and your fellow cadets, some of whom can be quite peculiar and or horrible? A mobile Scranton reality ballast, an invention that could make reality anchors a thing of the past. Or is it just a very fancy slap bracelet? Oh no. Oh no, they're talking about me. Oh no, they're talking about me. Why are they talking about me? No. And so if you have not seen SCP Academy, it is currently on YouTube for your viewing. Things get a little messy. A little messy. Oh, who's that? That looks like a bad time. And so I'm going to let you watch that on the Dark Math Films YouTube channel. I'm not going to spoil what happens there. If you haven't seen the SCP Academy pilot, I suggest testing it out. It is free to watch on YouTube after all. What the 049 doing? Lord Comedy? You'll have to go look. But while you go look, if you enjoy what you see there, in that film, you will be able to support this team at the link I just dropped in the chat, which is the Patreon for Dark Math Films. They just started it. They are doing monthly newsletters and updates on production of the second episode. So you should follow that link. You can become a free member to get some updates, or you can support their project with monetary funds to help more SCP live-action films happen. I think that one's a good idea. I think you should do that. Subbed, gonna watch it after stream. Hell yeah, Lord Comedy. That's what heroes do. Subscribe to Dark Math Films, watch the SCP Academy pilot, and become a patron if you want to support their project further. We are in a good year for live-action SCP films. That's for sure. Now, beyond that, the stream subject. So, before I begin with why the stream title is This Is Why We Break Kayfabe, Holy Shit, I first need to make sure to educate you, the Foundation staff, who may not be fans of professional wrestling, what kayfabe is. Kayfabe, from the Pig Latin pronunciation of fake, kayfabe is essentially acting. It is the not breaking character even when things don't go your way. In professional wrestling, they plan the fights, but they can only plan so much, and sometimes you have to make things up on the fly. Breaking kayfabe would be breaking character. Instead, keeping kayfabe is continuing to go along with the thing, even if everything's changing around you. So, when you go to the Renaissance Fair and the actors who are paid to be there are walking around in character interacting with people, they are currently in kayfabe. And if, let's say, someone had a heart attack, the actor might break kayfabe to go administer first aid and or call an ambulance. So that is the kind of thing you're looking for at the start. What is kayfabe? Being in character in a performance, something like that. Someone believed we're real and crashed out on Twitter, didn't they? Not this time, Dr. Frogman. No, 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 no. In fact, the reason it's the stream subject of the day is because of news from yesterday. When I bring up kayfabe on these streams, why do I always bring up kayfabe? It's because someone asks us if the SCP Foundation is real. And every time someone asks if the SCP Foundation is real, I completely break kayfabe because we do not want people believing the SCP Foundation is real. And why do I always say we do not want the SCP Foundation to be believed to be real by random people and children on the internet? Well, it's because we don't want another incident like the 2015 Slenderman stabbings. We don't want a situation where the children believe that Slenderman is real and decide they're going to stab their friend about it because Slenderman told them to. Well, yesterday, one of the Slenderman stabbers, who was released from their prison sentence against medical professionals' orders, meaning the person who did the stabbing said they were fine and healthy mentally and free to be released, and the doctor said, nuh-uh, no, they're not. Well, the judge let the person out anyways, against medical orders. And then, while at the halfway house that they were living at, after having attained their freedom, they cut their ankle monitor and fled. So, now, that was the news I had halfway through the evening yesterday. I also finally got the news that they were then captured. They were recaptured and are back in custody. But this is why when people ask if SCP is real, I break kayfabe. Because we don't want that to be our fault. This whole situation, we don't want it to be SCP's fault. No, thank you, please. We, the creative writing community? No, we're just an innocent online fan fiction site. You do not have to stab anybody because of our innocent online fan fiction site. Please do not stab people because of our innocent online fan fiction site. Are we good? We good? No stabbing? SCP is not real? Yes? Nod your head if yes. So yes, that was in fact the news from yesterday, and as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, yeah, this is why we break kayfabe. So this doesn't happen. In light of these ridiculous situations, I've decided it was an anomalous fluid kind of evening. It's after hours here, or at least it's after hours and 2 minutes, so I'm fine. So, a summary of our beginning of stream. Hi, everybody. We're ready to answer your SCP questions as soon as I finish this. Don't stab people in the name of an online fanfiction site, please. And support Dark Math Films and their SCP Academy YouTube pilot episode so we can support them to make more live-action SCP films. Their Patreon is in the chat. Ew, Michelob Ultra. Yes, Desk, I wanted something light, okay? I can't be overly lubricated on stream. You guys asked some really weird things, and if one of y'all brought up that wrong thing at the wrong time and I was drinking stronger beer, I would have to clean the carpets. So yes. Are you a furry? Well, here's the deal. Intern Waddle. So I am not a furry. First and foremost, that's just the way it is. But I do not have any problems with furries in general. They are another arts community like any other, and us artists gotta stay in tandem. Also, the furry community has so much money that they throw at artists. Like, if you like your artists who are drawing good things on the internet, then you like the furries who commission them as well, to give them the money to keep doing that. So, just based on our sponsors, I have no problem with furries. Furthermore, hating people for their hobbies, if they're not hurting anybody, is loser behavior. And also, as an actor and performer on the internet, I share a lot of my physicality and the way you move to emphasize things with furries. If you want to be good at what I do, besides acting classes, besides improv classes, physical awareness and learning how to talk with your hands in a way that's very clear and emphasizes your words, that's what furries have to do when they're wearing their whole costume, so they can't see their mouth move. So they have to enunciate their actions. Who called him a furry? Who thought he was a furry? He doesn't look like a furry. I'm confused. Intern Lily, I am also confused. I mean, I do have a very thick head of hair, very healthy, but it does not, in fact, cover my entire body. So that is a bit confusing. Dr. Sherman, where do you get such amazing shirts? Nikki Knackle, I got this as a present from my mother, who knows I like the Goofy movie. So, the brand, I think is called like RVST or something. But they do partnerships with Disney and do shirts like this. You can enjoy the Cheese Whiz, the Cheddar Whizza. Any opinions on Mr. Illustrated? Intern something, Mr. Illustrated is an excellent and upstanding member of the SCP community, a great creator and a buddy. Everyone likes Mr. Illustrated. We all know this. Frogman, thank you for your 5-month member message. As a level 1 researcher here at Site 42, we appreciate your membership and your service. Hey, Dr. Sherman, want to box Zeus? Are you asking me if I want to put Zeus in a box, as in boxing Zeus? Or are you asking if I want to get in a punch fight boxing Zeus? Because one of those I'm very happy with, and the other one, not so much. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your 3-month member message as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. I'm alive after defenestration my ass. How? Well, that's what you get for throwing yourself out of a 1st floor window. It's not a very long fall. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Ace, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some takoyaki on your way past the commissary. Yo, what is good, my fellow chat desk and the boss? Hello, my name is Ace, and welcome to Will PayPal Lock My Account. Welcome to Jackass. I see what you're doing there. I see a Ko-Fi notification came in. Let me get that before I lose it. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Malamar on your way past the commissary. 2 girls thought they could become proxies of Slender Man and wanted to stab a 3rd girl so they could live in his mansion. It is in a game, by the way, but they thought it was real. When did Slender Man have an option? A mansion? When did Slender Man have a mansion? What are you talking about? All I know about is Slender Man was asking around for $20. How did he get enough $20 for a mansion? How confusing. In a lot of non-American countries, the 1st floor is the top level, lol. I don't know what to do with that information. Also, I knew some places had the first level being the first floor above ground level. They call it ground level, then first floor. But I've never heard anyone call it the top floor the first floor. Is that true? Tired and Mistaken, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a orange creamsicle bar on your way past the commissary. I'm a boring casual fan, no cool questions, but hi. Hey, Tired and Mistaken first and foremost, thank you for your donation and your generosity regardless of your hardcore level of fandom. While I find myself part of my goal to inform the casual fan and maybe coax them into becoming more of a hardcore fan, we can't deny that some people just aren't as interested in your special interest as you are. So as long as you're having fun hanging out, that's what matters the most. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for donating again. I was on the 4th floor, yet still managed to survive. How? Well, I think Mythbusters did an episode where how high of a building you can fall off of while being injured but fine. There are documented cases of people surviving floors from the 39th or 47th floors. So, I mean, yes, the highest you go, the less of a chance, but there's still a chance. So it's not shocking that only 4 floors you still made it. I thought Slender Man was looking for Tree Fitty. No, that's the Loch Ness Monster. Different cryptid, different amount of currency. Dr. Sherman, I meant fist fight with Zeus. We blew our budget getting Odin in the ring, so we need volunteers now. Absolutely not. I am not fist fighting Zeus. Not on your life. I'm a researcher, damn it. What are you thinking? Get a mobile task force captain to do it. Any update on the Alex Jones thing from yesterday? I'm assuming it was fake based on the fact that it wasn't brought up. Intern Destroyer, we have not found any evidence of such a claim. The second person who said it was true, I don't really give a lot of credit because they could have just been trolling after what the first person said. Although they did give evidence that we haven't been able to verify. The thing that made me think it might be true is that we also just had a random Nazi or two in the chat that thankfully Desk, our excellent moderator, got rid of very quickly. But that comes to the point of like, well, was it plausible? Would have been funny. But we have not found evidence of this claim. I'm assuming it's not true. It would still be very funny, though. Jillian, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And was there another subscriber somewhere? If there is, that's the only one I have on hand. Mariuf, 7 stars. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a caramel apple on your way past the commissary. Can I switch my life with a Fae for tax purposes? It is against protocol to trade anything with the people from the forest with no name, let alone for such a silly billy purpose as tax evasion. We work for the Foundation. We don't pay taxes. What a waste. What happens if you show 096's face to itself? Will it attack itself? Well, first of all, stop saying himself. 096 is an anomaly, not a human being. It is an object, not a person. It is an it, not a he, not a she, it's an it. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Secondarily, no, it already knows how ugly it is. It doesn't want to kill itself for that. It wants to kill people who know how ugly it is that aren't itself. It's not going to react to itself in a mirror or a photograph of itself. No. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. Seriously, that is what they said in our news. Oh no, I believe you. I know that that's what they claimed. I didn't hear about the mansion part. That's new to me. But yes, that is what they are claiming. And of course, there are people who argue whether they actually believe they could become proxies of Slenderman or whether they were just saying that as an excuse. The world may never know the truth of the situation. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your 4-month member message as a level 1 researcher. Make sure to grab yourself some glory for your help in helping us win the battle against the White Nabes. Feeling generous, how much to get anomalous trash? Well, actually, anomalous trash has to go through the Department of Achromatic Abatement, and they're really stingy about letting go of waste product that's anomalous. So it's actually going to be really hard to get some of that. I don't know if I could even talk them out of some. What is your opinion on Slenderman? I think it's an interesting entity. What is your opinion on Trevor Henderson creatures? Also interesting entities. Siren Head is an anomaly, correct, but not an SCP. Unless you're talking about the Siren Head that is an SCP, but that's a boat. They just named it Siren Head to troll people who thought that Siren Head Trevor Henderson was an SCP. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your very generous first donation to today's stream. You really want that anomalous trash, don't you? Well, thank you for that. Okay. Listen. At the end of your next night shift, I'm gonna leave in your desk drawer a crudely drawn map. And if maybe a trash bag that Achromatic Abasement might have missed fell off a truck somewhere, then maybe you'll know where to find it. And thank you again for your generosity. What about now? Just a little bit? Keep it under the table, okay? Achromatic Abatement gets really, really salty about lost detritus. What is your favorite fact about any SCP? Just asking for research purposes. Well, intern from Site 19, I'll tell you this. My answer on this is going to change every day that you say it because there's so many anomalies. There's so many SCPs with so many interesting and weird things about them. But today, my answer for you is gonna be just the entirety of what I believe is SCP-3213. I was right, 3213. Codename, Fuck Off Carl. This is an anomaly in which any pinniped species, such as an elephant seal, when exposed to this 44-year-old man named Carl Prosser, they begin to be able to speak. And the only things they say are, "Go fuck yourself, Carl. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Long and hard, you fucking bastard." Carl has a feel to know that even though you're going bald, you'll never get any uglier. What's the matter, Carl? Too much of a pussy to answer us! They will also beat the living shit out of this Carl person on sight. But never enough to actually kill Carl. Because if they killed Carl, they can't hurt him anymore, as they say. What did Carl do? Intern Boire, the answer is we don't know. Carl claims to have no idea, and all the pinnipeds seem to say, all the seals and the elephant seals and all they say is, he knows what he did. So, you know, it's a mystery to us all. Rat King, Kevin, Rango, and Fugi Smau. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Ah, you are correct, 369 Destroyer. We are currently at 115 likes and 110 viewers, which means you have pushed that like button enough to get it above the viewer count. With this ability, the YouTube algorithm will bring us more new viewers, and they will go, what is the SCP Foundation? Who is this handsome man telling us stories about it? Sorry, ladies, I'm asexual, but you can, enjoy my pretty looks on the outside anyways, my evil and sexy plans. And that's how we get people into the SCP fandom, either the stories or the smolder. And that's how we help out the SCP Wiki and the SCP authors, artists, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. So thank you for your service. Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. Wait, what is the SCP? Intern Angel's Little Lies. Can you clarify what you are asking about? Are you asking about what is the SCP Foundation in general, or are you asking about a specific SCP? I will be looking out for a clarification from this chatter. And I've already lost your name. It was Angel something. There we go. Angel's Little Lies. I'm looking for an answer from Angel's Little Lies. What's it like in general? Okay, gotcha. So, the SCP Foundation is... you must have just come off the amnestics table, I see. So, welcome back to consciousness. You've probably forgotten some very debilitatingly traumatizing things, so thank you for our medical department for amnesticizing you properly. Now, the SCP Foundation is a secret organization that hides monsters and magic from the general public. So whatever monsters and magic items are out there, we make sure that humanity doesn't know about them. That way they can go on and live their normal lives without having to fret that the end of the world is around every corner every day. We die in the dark so they may live in the light, is our motto. Secret, are you sure about that? Absolutely, Site-19. We don't have any breaches of the veil, not at least in my universe. Now, there are, in fact, some universes in where the masquerade, we call it a broken masquerade scenario when people know about the anomalous, or we call it the veil being lifted. And in those cases, the Foundation then has to go public and tell people, yes, there are anomalies, but we've been handling it and we'll keep handling it, so don't worry. Why are people swearing? Well, Intern Feltner, the SCP Foundation is an adult community. We have a lot of stories on our database that have extreme gore and sexual content. So the fandom is skews to an older age. Can you explain who Abel is? Intern Hart. I don't know what more you want me to say that the document doesn't already tell you. SCP-076-2, codename Abel, is a very violent dude. There's not that much more to say about it. Just got in. What's the stream title news? We don't break kayfabe, or we do break kayfabe when people ask if the SCP Foundation is real, because we do not want them believing the SCP Foundation is real. Because then they might stab their friends because Slender Man told them to. And that came up because one of the Slender Man stabbers fled their imprisonment yesterday, but was caught. So at least there's that. How long will stream be today? I think I missed it being said. We are currently 35 minutes into what I have deemed a 90-minute to 2-hour stream. Mr. Didi and Nunya, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Tired and Mistaken, thank you for donating again. Are there time anomalies? Are they hard to contain? Well, we do have a department for that. Foundation Departments database. The Temporal Anomalies Department deals in retrocausal, temporal, and counter-historical anomalies. The department is actually only a small subdivision of Research and Containment Team Delta T, a trans-temporal agency that exists outside of the normal Foundation command structure with unique Delta-level clearance. At present, the Temporal Anomalies Department has not yet been founded, and so RCT Delta T operatives from the past, future, or alternate timelines may have difficulty getting their credentials recognized by other departments. And so they handle the temporal anomalies, so we don't have to worry about it. SCP fell off. Intern hits max. We are getting more SCPs written than ever before. We're getting live-action SCP films every other week right now. I really don't think the fandom has fallen off. I mean, I just hit 1 million subscribers this year. So I think things are going pretty well, actually. Reports of the fandom's death were highly exaggerated. Intern Hawk Laser, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a slice of coconut cream pie on your way past the commissary. Is there a Violet Emperor? I don't know what that means. Hawk Laser, can you clarify? What do you mean, Violet Emperor? I've never heard of such a thing. Is this something that we have in containment? What if I look up Violet Emperor by itself? I'm checking. There's nothing about it in the database. Let me check the search function. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about this. Hawk Laser, give me some more details, but while I wait to see if you add on an answer to that, to clarify your situation, username Boo. Thank you for your exceptionally generous first donation of today's stream. Thank you very much for your intense generosity. What I want you to do when you go to the commissary is I am giving you permission to go to SCP-294 in the corner of the commissary since it's here on site. And although I have a security guard watching to tell people not to do this, you give them the passcode Sassafras, and they will allow you to break the rule and to pour yourself a cup of God. Then you'll be feeling pretty good for a pretty good long while. So, thank you for your intense generosity and enjoy your, well, godliness. And you said, do you like Legos? Well, it depends on the Legos. For instance, the living Legos SCP anomaly doesn't like me very much. And so we have beef, and the Legos will come after me if they spot me on sight. So those Legos I don't like, but standard Legos, I think those are pretty cool. And again, thank you for your generosity. Hawk Laser, I see you messaging again. I have heard of the Scarlet King, the Yellow King. I was wondering, since purple is meant for Emperor, is there a Violet Emperor? If there is, I haven't heard about it, and I don't see anything on the database. The Yellow King is actually an outside SCP fandom entity, although it has been represented on the wiki before, I think. I know we have the Hanged King, and then we have the Scarlet King, of course. A lot of kings. A lot of kings. But to my knowledge, there is no Violet Emperor outside of, as someone else in the chat said, there is a novel or something. Ancient Godly Monarch Wiki. I don't know what Ancient Godly Monarch is. Someone's saying it's a novel. But this is a, it has something called a Violet Emperor. So yes, there's a Violet Emperor in the novel Ancient Godly Monarch. But that's about it. Alright, I've got to close some of these. Too many tabs. There we go. Clear. Clear. Base, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a chimichanga on your way past the commissary. If Dr. Wondertainment bought Playtime Co., oh, that would be so annoying. And all its assets, including the monsters inside the factory, how screwed would we be? Dr. Wondertainment is much more effective in creating and controlling the anomalies that it manufactures. Both the entity Dr. Wondertainment itself as well as its corporation. So that would be very bad for us. Lord Comedy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, if you were a fairy or fae, oh boy, would you be a fire, water, earth, ice, light, or dark element? Well, I guess by now I am masquerading as a fire elemental. I was a water elemental with my previous hair color. I don't know, I think of myself as a, if I'm picking one of all, Either I am a dark elemental in the fact that I die in the dark so they can live in the light, or I am a light elemental bringing light to the people when it comes to our signal boosters teamwork, shining a light on SCP projects in need of said light. So what do you think, chat? Where would you put me in the elemental spectrum asked there? Mariuf, thank you for donating again. Should we be advertising our presence? Common mistake, but listen up. This is not a public broadcast. We are not broadcasting to the general public. We are broadcasting only through agreed upon algorithmic channels with YouTube's parent companies, Google, parent company, Alphabet, in allowance with some anomalies that we are containing on their behalf. We have a deal that this only goes to SCP Foundation staff members. Now, whether those staff members are just rank and file, whether they are in a multiverse where SCPs and D-Class are sometimes allowed to have phones for some reason, whether we are broadcasting to double agents within groups of interest who are making sure not to reveal that they're Foundation, by the way, or to sleeper agents who have just awoken, as which your documentation for your mission is under your desk, so please check that and good luck. That is all the staff that we talk to. The only general public we speak to at all are in universes where the masquerade is broken, where the veil is lifted, people know about the things that go bump in the night, and the Foundation is there to do public relations, and they've got me for the job. I'm the Foundation's public relations agent, and I am here to tell you that the Foundation's doing a great job securing, containing, and protecting. Not to worry, and we've got it handled. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. Morgan, she says, convinced that her attack would prompt Thunderman to take them to his mansion in a neighboring forest. That's the problem with their situation. They were so young when they did that. And also, how much can you trust them? They're the kind of people who stabbed their friend. What are they telling the truth about? What are they lying about? It's it's hard to say. Especially from the outside like we are, not even close to the issue. Sweetie, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Hawk Laser, thank you for donating again. You have the red or Scarlet Emperor, then there's the yellow one. I figured why not Violet sounded cool. Please check out the Pale Lodge. We might be able to help the Foundation. I am unfamiliar with the Pale Lodge, but I'll open a tab to see what you're speaking of. The Pale Lodge from, Twin Peaks. Okay. They've got a whole bunch of weird stuff going on there. Well, I would definitely want to interface with one of your agents and see if there's any data that could be shared for the containment of anomalies in your region. Yes, we could talk. Hand Spider. Thank you for reminding me, Wreck Raven. Thank you for reminding me of this. Okay. I showed you guys a couple days ago a sneak preview of an animated version of the Floating Hand Spider short that I'm collaborating with a SCP animated series to work on as a joint collab. But I had a very busy afternoon and forgot to post it today. So I'll post it tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon I will drop that short and you can see the animated version. And hopefully we'll have a lot more SCP and Site 42 animations in the future. Tired and Mistaken, thank you for donating again. You didn't say anything, so simply thank you for your generosity. Notorious Gaming, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Takis on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, how was the honeymoon with SCP-72? Died? Oh, Dash J. I will demote you to D class so fast. Ugh. For those of you who are seemingly confused because you've not encountered this before, that thing, the Containment Hazard Assessment team currently has an inside joke about me marrying it at a party. Ugh, disgusting. But they made fan art of this joke. Very funny, ha ha. But if you are unfamiliar with SCP 729-J, you should go on the document to see it. Suffice it to say, that thing is a bloody nightmare. And everyone who encounters it agrees, except for some rare lunatics who think it's cute or something. When SCP-106 encountered it, it looked at it, put up both its middle fingers, and backed out of the room. It then went into its containment chamber and started sobbing. When that thing encountered SCP-682, it completely obliterated 682 from reality. It was so disgusting and horrible that we've completely expunged what actually happened from the database. We have several cross-tests with this anomaly and that thing on the database for your reading. But reader beware, it's... Whew. Whew. Dr. Sherman, what would happen if an SCP escaped to the public? Intern Kevin. Obviously, we would try our best to recontain the anomaly and gaslight and or amnesticize any witnesses so that they did not know about the anomaly. Clearly. CD23, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a lasagna on your way past the commissary. Honestly, I ship it. You ship what? No! No! Bad. No. Never that thing. Never. Oh. Oh. I feel sick. Oh. Do you work for the SCP Foundation? Intern Jake Quellen. Yes. Doctor, are you drinking on the job? It's after 5 o'clock in my time zone. We're chill. I'm off shift. I'm just here to do my office hours. And honestly, I need it to cope with some of the things you're throwing at me. Not you in particular. The Containment Hazard Assessment Team is the you there. Do you know SCP-9000? It seems interesting and I want to know more about it. Well, Intern Angel, SCP-9000 is an underwater prison complex where we put D-Class through menial labor in order to save resources. And apparently something very bad went down over there. Intern, Kinzen. Researcher Kinzen, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. What's your favorite SCP branch? Mine is Luciphona. Well, I mean, I feel as if what I would say is simply Site 42. My branch. The branch I run. I think that's my favorite branch. Dr. Sherman, who's your favorite and least favorite creepypasta? Well, of the day, typically my favorite creepypasta is the first season of Ben Drowned. I didn't really get into the second and third sets, but the first set, I enjoyed that. Very good. Least favorite? Maybe Sonic EXE. Now, speaking of creepypasta, I do not know if you are familiar with a certain section of the SCP database that is known as the Parawatch Wiki. The Parawatch Wiki is a section of the SCP database that is meant to emulate classic creepypastas. It's a place where SCP authors are allowed to experiment in the creepypasta fashion. And so you get a lot of stories written in that vein. And if I'm talking about my favorite Parawatch articles, my first favorite would be the... Where's the name of it? Escape from Terminus. Escape from Terminus is a board game or a tabletop game with a minotaur that chases you throughout, and it might be a game that tries to kill you. If it actually exists, which we don't know, it's just on the Parawatch Wiki. But I have some readings of Parawatch documents here on the channel if you want to listen to some. There's a playlist. Dr. Sherman, can we get a 5320 dad joke? A dad joke for SCP-5320. Our Lord and Savior, its great infinitude, the fish that just goes on forever. May we find the head or the tail. Well, I see you fishing for a joke about SCP-5320, but based on its length, it's going to take a really, 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 really long time to reel that one in. Did SCP Overlord actually happen for you guys? Well, not for us guys in particular, but yes, there was a team that was definitely lost in that scenario. You saw the action report. I'm not sure what particular universe that took place in, but, you know, there is no canon. Multiverse shenanigans. Dr. Sherman, the Z05 Council, did you drink on the job? Pay attention, it's after hours. Frickin' nanny state over here. Dr. Sherman, do you like the Five Nights at Freddy lore? You know, I was more into it up to about right before Security Breach. I followed it a lot more closely. Since then, I've kind of tapered off watching it. I still pay attention now once in a while. Dr. Sherman, is SCP-3008 real? Intern Jaquillin. No. SCP-3008, the Infinite IKEA, is, like the rest of the SCP Wiki, a fake story on a fanfiction website. SCP is not real, like the title of the stream says. We break kayfabe if people ask if anomalies are real. They are all fake stories. They are for funsies on the internet creepypastas. Can we recruit 682 into the Deathwing Company? What kind of stupid question is that? We're keeping it in the acid bath where it stops trying to kill all humans. No, you can't have it. Has the UIU helped with any SCP? Intern Golden, the Unusual Incidents Unit of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, has a full dossier on our database listing anomalies that they have interacted with in one way or another. Usual Incidents Unit. So, come now, come now. So they've got their own dossier of UIU files that are listed by year and incident. And they've also interacted with many SCPs. Oh my word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 66, 67, 68, 69, nice, 70, 71, 72, 73. There's 74 anomalies on the database that the UIU has interacted with. That is quite a long list. What happens if I see Shy Guy's face? You die. Are you surprised by this information? Did you not know that before you asked? Dr. Sherman, if given the chance, which Greek god or goddess would you box, since apparently you're too good for Zeus? I'm not a boxer. I haven't taken boxing classes. I'm not exactly a combat staff member. So, I don't know. Hermes? Seems pretty small. We're not fighting Hephaestus. Hephaestus may be wheelchair bound, but all that metal hammer swinging, arms like tree trunks. Simply Jacqueline, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Which character in all of fiction would be the hardest to contain? Intern Crystal. How do you expect me to know that? Do you expect me to know every entity in fiction? Like, dude, I don't know. There's a lot of entities out there. Hey, Dr. Sherman, can I send a prompt of a 001 proposal I've written sometime soon? Because I'm kind of new to writing an SCP or even a 001 proposal. Intern Tamamo. First of all, I apologize, but due to the size of my platform and the amount of requests I get to look at prospective articles due to that, it would be unfair of me to look at some but not others, so I have a blanket refusal for looking at non-canon SCP content. If you manage to get your story on the website and you are able to therefore get it to pass the community vote so it survives on the wiki, then I'm happy to look at it, but I don't do a critique, unfortunately, anymore. Got too much going on. That said, the process you should go through, A, is you should make sure you've submitted your article, your prospective article, for greenlight process to make sure that it's an idea that's worth writing in the first place. If you are new to writing SCP, that is. And then you should write your article out, finish it, go over some drafts and edits, and then share it with some friends who are good writers. Share it with some SCP authors if you can find some. And get some critique from them, and then zhuzh up your article from there. Once you've gone through 3 or 4 draft, show people, draft, show people, draft, show people, you might be in a position where it's good enough to post. There's also a video on this channel, SCP Writing Tips from SCP Writers, that you can look at as a compilation of small tips to help you out along the way. Desk, you bastard. So a bonus. All right, first of all, Xanaflex, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. So Desk has also given us a wonderful dad joke for SCP-5320. Let me, SCP-5320 reminds me of my ex. All problems, no tail, and no head. Oh, first of all, it does have a head and a tail, and we will find them because the fish is not a loop. But also, damn, Desk. Nice. Someone said I just got here. How long is stream left? We are currently in the 20 to 50 minutes left in stream, depending on how we are feeling. 20 to 50 minutes left in stream. $50 gifted memberships and Dr. Sherman shotguns a beer. Desk, what are you doing? Don't you dare. Ugh. What is your favorite SCP animation? Favorite SCP animation? Well, it's hard to press right now. Right now, I'm in between Just Alice's Anomaly show, which has 2 episodes out, working on episode 3. Versus Voidy Art's SCP Silent Madness, which is 2 teams that we're hyping over here. Meow Log, thank you for gifting a Site 42 membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. And it looks like you gave it to Ravehaven, who is currently present. So Ravehaven thanks you for your generosity, as do I. And CD23, thank you for your 1-month member message as a Mobile Task Force Captain. We appreciate your membership and your service. Night, Sherman. Night, Desk. If someone gives 50, clip him shotgunning a beer for me. I really don't want to do that. Fine. 49 memberships left. I mean, this one's mostly empty. So I would have to go get another one. What is the best SCP to learn about for my age? I'm 10. Intern Jacqueline. If you are truly 10 years old like you are claiming, you should very first talk to your parents if you are allowed to watch this channel. Because the SCP Foundation is an adult community of adult writers who very often write adult things. The SCPs are very often quite horrifying, with extreme gore and sexuality. You should be consulting with your parents to make sure you're okay to be watching this, because we never know what's going to happen around here. It's one of the problems with the Roblox games, is they are catered to a much younger community, and while that's fine on its own, that means you got to worry about being exposed to things that are outside of that range. And so keep that in mind. The Yule Man scared the shit out of me when I was 10. The Yule Man scares the shit out of everybody, no matter how old they are. That thing is fucked up. Rave Haven, Dr. Frogman is correct. Snorlax and Munchlax are my favorite boys in the Pokemon world. May you show us the hand spider. So I can't get over to the super cool petting zoo right now. It's on the other side of the facility. But I can, at the very least, show you guys the preview of the new short that we are posting, which is the animated edition of that short. So this will be releasing tomorrow afternoon. Hold on, I gotta... Before I show you, I need to remember to mute the music that's currently playing. Background music muted, full screen. Here is your Site 42 animated sneak peek.
Here at the super cool petting zoo, you can feed and interact with all of your favorite anomalous entities, such as the floating hand spider. Now, this little critter's diet consists of solely amethyst and human faces, so go ahead and toss that rock in there. You don't have a rock? No!
So, yes, if you want to, that will post tomorrow. You can keep an eye on that. It'll be out. I will remember. I will not forget a second time. Today was just busy. Happens to the best of us. Hey, can you explain your favorite SCPs? Intern Garcia, I have decided, based on the current timing, that stream will end in about 11 minutes. And at the end of stream, it's a tradition around these parts that I tell you my favorite SCPs. So, if you would like to hear my favorite SCPs, you can either hang out for 11 minutes, you can throw in a dono to make me say it early, or you can cheat, go to yesterday's stream, and then just watch the end, because I do it at the end of every stream. What was it like being a drawing? Well, intern Puppycorn, going through the animatic process is quite unusual. I wouldn't say painful, but I would say mildly uncomfortable. But then then I was animated, and then I filmed that scene, and then I came back to normal, and it all worked out. So, yeah. Not to alarm anyone, but I think I just saw Dr. Gerald driving again. No! Not after last time. Say psych. Say psych right now. If you have read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, how hard it would be to contain AM during the book. Well, during the book, SCP-999 Lover, the problem is that AM is already taken over the whole world. Killed 99.9999% of humanity. So, no, there is no chance of containing AM at that point in the book. We would have to prevent that back before it took over the world. But in the case of that story, it is, in fact, an Apollyon scenario. The world is over, and all that's left are the people being tortured. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right, refreshing the chat. It seems to be having a glitch moment. Annoying. Come on now, come on. All right, browser refreshed. I can almost see the chat again. Here we are. We're back. Unless you count the video game, where there is still a colony of humans in stasis. But there are arguments for and against that. Intern Whitewood, I have not played the game. I have no mouth and I must scream, so I am unfamiliar. But certainly that could be true, or it could be just a ploy to torture them mentally more with false hope. You never know. Would it be unreasonable to unleash an SCP on grocery stores that constantly play Christmas music with no breaks? Yes. We are protecting normalcy. And unfortunately, that is normal. But we cannot breach normalcy to stop something normal. That is literally against our ethos. So, don't do it. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As well as being a member, make sure to grab yourself some beef jerky on your way past the commissary. Had a huge fight with friend. He called me lying, overreacting shit, stole a bunch of stuff on MC server. I'm doing great. How are you? SCPs can read. Cheer me up. You seem to be having a lot going on. And although I can't do a whole lot from my current situation on my side of the screen, I hope you figure out your scenario well. And that everybody involved moves forward in a peaceable and non-confrontational and well manner. I saw a Ko-Fi donation. Let me get to that so I don't forget the notification there. Amber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member, and thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, where the fees are half of that what YouTube takes. YouTube takes about 30% of your donation when you donate to a creator. Ko-Fi takes half of that, so we appreciate you making the effort. Hey Doc, still out of state, working directly under that 05 who should have emailed you. Mostly bored, which is a blessing with this place. Looking forward to the VOD. Well, keep sharp. Anytime you're dealing with an overseer, things can change in an instant. I did not, I will note, receive an email from any overseers, so that is a missing link in the conversational chain here. Yellow, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some schnitzel on your way past the commissary. Are there any groups of interest that the Foundation plays nicely with, or have you even joined the Foundation? And is SCP-999 the Scarlet King's offspring? Well, there are rumors that SCP-999 is offspring of the Scarlet King. We can't confirm or deny that until certain events transpire. And so all we can do is nurture the little slime thing and see what happens. Meanwhile, the Foundation has to do diplomacy even with our worst enemies from time to time. But I could say we're on decent terms with the Global Occult Coalition in some, if not most, universes. The Serpent's Hand, it's all very up and down. It depends on the scenario. Sometimes they're raiding us, sometimes we're raiding them, sometimes we're all competing for the same anomalies, so it's a bit of a up and down. It's really hard to say if there's a solid friendly or unfriendly relationship. The Courtesy Flame, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Welcome to staff. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. SCPs should read to cheer me up recommendations. You should check out SCP-3092. It is very wholesome. 3092, very wholesome anomaly. Other wholesome anomalies. 348, the chicken soup bowl, is very wholesome. SCP-3883, codenamed Dildos Have Dreams Too, is actually kind of wholesome once you get back the initial subject matter. Patchwork Bear 2295, that's correct, Amber. That's another wholesome anomaly. By the way, Site42 staff, we are currently 3 minutes from the end of stream, so get your last minute questions in. Intern Damon, you cannot keep SCP-999. It stays in its containment cell. Has Mariah Carey escaped yet? Intern Hawk, Mariah Carey doesn't escape. It is an Archon-class anomaly that we purposefully release annually to perform the ritual. Do you want the happening to come forth? No? Then we require Mariah to perform the ritual. Everyone, every year, how come the Foundation didn't contain Mariah Carey? She escaped again. You guys are so incompetent. You would not want to see what happens if we kept her chained up. Trust me on that. Will there be a staff Secret Santa gift exchange? Not here at Site42 in particular, Nikki Knackle, because there's the SCP Wiki's holiday gift exchange. A wiki-wide Secret Santa that takes place every year. And so if you are a member of the SCP Wiki and you write SCPs and you make SCP art, maybe you can join if it's not already signups are done. And Site42 staff, that is the end of today's stream. Office hours are over. And of course, at the end of stream, as a tradition around these parts, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But of course, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorites. That would be cheating. That would be narcissism at its finest. I would never do that to you. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to The Sherm's author page and Site42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. The link is in the pinned chat link, which is our support link, beacons.ai/Site42. It is in the description of the stream as well as the pinned chat. There, at my author page, which is within, you can see all the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or other sound effects for. And while you're there, on that page, one tab over from those SCPs that I wrote are some links. Some links that people are very, very interested in finding, but they very often are just not smart enough to find. Not clever enough. Not determined enough. But that's not you guys. I know you guys can find the links. And while you're at those links, you can become a Site42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or Super Chats if you want to donate to us once at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to keep Site42's lights on, so we appreciate your help in that facet. As well, if you're part of the Broke Gang, do not worry. We understand starving artists as an arts community, so even if you can't afford to donate directly, you are still an honored and valued member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And when you watch our videos and like and share them and comment, when you watch our streams and like and chat and share them, when you do the whole YouTube like, share, subscribe dance, you are building up the YouTube algorithm, which brings more people to the channel. And when they see me talking about SCP, they go, "What's this SCP thing? This looks interesting. And this guy, very ruggedly handsome. What beautiful hair. Maybe I'll hang out for a little bit." And that's how we get them. And that's how we can bring more people in the SCP fandom. And then when I tell you guys there's an SCP animated series or a new SCP game or a new SCP live action film, you guys go give it the likes and shares. It needs to get engagement. It needs to get algorithm so that we can uplift these smaller projects. If you're doing that, Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters, then you are the real heroes the SCP Wiki needs to support its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. So thank you for your service. You got me into SCP. Intern Steelman, I'm glad to hear it. Welcome to the team. Also, Venus and Odysseus, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And a couple of donations that came in before I say my favorite SCPs. Scarlet, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some chicken wings on your way past the commissary. Hello, I've literally just woken up and it's 2 a.m. I will go back to sleep soon, that I promise. I haven't joined the streams in weeks. Sorry, by the way. Hey, good to see you for a minute. Thank you for donating in the interim, and we'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Rave Haven, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as becoming a luckily newly minted member. Make sure to grab yourself a persimmon on your way past the commissary. Dr. Haven has been auto-balanced to green team. And that's how we win the battle against the white names. So, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it is a pretty rough read. Speed round. 3999-304-3008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Whew! For those of you who are just showing up and are very curious about the context of the stream title, we're about to end stream. You can go back to the VOD and start from the beginning, and there you'll find out. But before that, Site42 staff, this has been another Office Hours with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. We took a walk that night, but it wasn't the same. We had a fight on the promenade out in the rain. She said she loved me, but she had somewhere to go. She couldn't scream while I held her close. I swore I'd never let her go. Tell me what you wanna know. Oh, come on, oh, come on, oh, come on. There ain't no motive for this crime. Jenny was a friend of mine. So come on, oh, come on. Oh! The credit song is Jenny Was a Friend of Mine by The Killers. Be safe, be well, Site42 staff. And secure, contain, protect.